Now here is an interesting story. Delaware's Biden takes away sheriff arrest powers. What? This is actually from Jeff Rentz, by Pat Shannon. Sheriff Jeff Christopher of Sussex County, Delaware, when he was elected to office in 2010, thought he was handpicked by the people to represent them as the highest-ranking law officer in the county. Instead, he has found himself in the middle of a fight for the future of American law enforcement as a result of a nationwide effort to abolish the sheriff's office altogether. It is one more example of federal and state governments ignoring the will of the people as well as state laws. In the case of Delaware, the state's own constitution stipulates that the office of the sheriff is a constitutionally created position, just like the Secretary of State and the Attorney General. Delaware's constitution states, the sheriffs shall be conservators of the peace within the counties in which they reside. This time it is Delaware Attorney General Beau Biden, son of Vice President Joe Biden, Obama's right-hand man, sending out mandates to commissioners informing them that their sheriffs no longer have arrest powers. In an opinion released February 24, State Solicitor L.W. Lewis said that neither the state nor the common law grants arrest powers to the county sheriffs. It would appear that Lewis is a little confused. The office of sheriff was created more than a century before the official founding of the United States. Delaware's first sheriff took office in 1669. Christopher tells AFP that the two administrations prior to his, as far back as 2000, began to notice a reduction in funding and the chipping away of powers of the office in general. Now my deputies and I have been relieved of all arrest powers and can't even make a traffic stop, he said. Delaware has only 3 counties. The other 2 sheriffs will not stand up with me to prevent the elimination of county law enforcement, he said. During an interview at the Las Vegas Sheriff's Conference in January, Christopher told AFP that the impotence of his office was brought home to him when he was hit in the eye and kicked by a county councilman, Vance Phillips, but was unable to arrest him. Beau Biden's questionable ruling against the longtime tradition of the sheriff being the highest-ranking law enforcement officer in the county because of election by the people means the state's usurpation, I guess that's how you pronounce that. God, I can't say that for nothing. Usurpation of the office appears to be a forthcoming fact. County spokesman Chip Guy announced, quote, the opinion from the Attorney General's office reinforced what has long been the position of the county, that Delaware sheriffs and their deputies do not have arrest powers and are not in the same vein as state police or municipal officers. Right. Oh, so it's in the same opinion of the Attorney General. Oh, and who was that? Oh, hold on, let me go back. Who was that Attorney General again? Oh, yeah, Beau Biden, son of Vice President Joe Biden. You know, the Vice President of the current president, whose administration is caught right in the middle of Fast and Furious, the scandal where we gave guns to Mexican drug lords on purpose, gangs. They brought them back towards the border and shot and killed 2 of our police officers, law enforcement, with those same guns we gave them, in which we knew at the time of giving them we would never be able to track them, not in our lives. Therefore, there must be some other agenda, and you don't think it had anything to do with guns, right? Taking our guns away, gun rights away, do you? Nah, no way. Considering that we're breaking records almost every year now, month after month, for gun sales in this country, I think it's safe to say the writing's on the wall. So now we have this problem with Sheriff Joe Arpaio, I think that's how you say his last name, Arizona, I believe, right? Standing up to the administration. We found some major fraudulent evidence regarding the birth certificate and the selective service card or whatever you signed. That appears to be a forgery too. Along with the birth certificate, I, as a law enforcement official, that's what he said, have the right and duty to investigate a crime. Are you telling me I should not investigate that crime, but any other crime for you peasants, yeah, we'll investigate that crime. Those crimes you need to investigate, but when it comes to the high office, you can't investigate that. Doesn't count. So you can clearly see these people are being put into positions of power: president, vice president, attorney general, Supreme Court, 5-4 ruling every time, selected people by the same administration, and people are going to sit here and tell me that they voted for Obama and they stand by their decision and give him some time. And I always wondered, before Obama was even elected, I always wondered, how did the people of Germany during the Nazi Hitler's rise, how in the hell did they get this guy? These people have got to be morons. How could they elect this guy and then see this guy's like basically one of the antichrists that have come to this planet, so to speak, and they followed him, and then they took him to war. All the people went to war, and they followed him, and they did brutal things to the enemy and civilians, and all the soldiers and the people basically followed him. Yeah, hey, this is crazy. So naturally, these people aren't all stupid. Okay, so I can't say that. They're not ignorant. I can't say that. They're not mentally challenged. I can't say that. They're just average people. Some guy came to power for some reason or another. So let's go back in time and see what Hitler said. How did he get elected? He promised the people things they wanted to hear. Everything that the people wanted to hear from a new official that they wanted to elect to fix problems in their country just like ours. He said everything perfectly. Therefore, this is our guy. And strangely enough, it happened another time, a little more recent than that, and that would be Cuba. Fidel Castro. I know Cubans who I work with who are older than me, whose fathers are still alive, some of them, and told me. One of them said, my father literally fought next to Castro, side by side, for the same cause, with guns, fighting, on their takeover of Cuba for the people to get rid of the previous dictator that caused all that trouble. And what did old Castro say? Everything the people wanted to hear perfectly. They stood by him, they supported him, they fought with him. We're going to have regime change. This is, an era of peace is coming. Fidel's going to lead the way. He's like the second coming of Christ to those people. And then he got power. I changed my mind. Now, of course, he didn't quite say that, but, I changed my mind. The old dictator kind of had it pretty good. And now that I'm in his place and I've got this huge army behind me and we're going to take everyone's guns away so that they think we're going to be all in peace, which they didn't have a choice, he did the same thing. And keep in mind, you have got to take a country's citizens' guns away prior to doing any major thing. So as you can hear on the news with Trayvon Martin and then this other one, 5 or 4 black kids shot, now it looks like a hate crime. They were possibly gang members. No, it was just a hate crime. Right? Doesn't matter. I don't care what the reasoning was. The bottom line is, prepare to hear for more gun stories of killings, and prepare to hear the federal government stepping out along with state government, because the state government are going to be sheeple just like the rest of us. Yeah, look at all these killing, man. This is what the hell's going on lately. We've got to crack down on this. We can't allow this. And it'll start with probably, we're going to do the old, not the confiscation, but the old assault rifle ban. And you can't own if you own an assault rifle now, you can keep it. But you can't buy any more, and you can't buy any of these long 20 or 30 round magazines for your gun, ammo clips, all that kind of thing. And you may find that this time, because people are buying guns out of control for the last few years, including recent months, people already have all the assault rifles they want or need, and that the government's going to say, well, that's stupid for us to come up with an assault rifle ban. Why even do that? They already have them all. We need to ban them from the people, period, and find a way to take them away. And it will be interesting, because I'm pretty sure Lindsey Williams a while ago, probably a couple years ago, had mentioned one of the last things they would do is come for people like Alex Jones as far as shutting them down off the air. They would clamp down on that. People that were like Glenn Beck, he mentioned on Fox News at the time, which Glenn Beck is no longer with them. He has his own show. but etc. They would clamp down on them, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I thought, man, I was pretty sure he said that would be one of the final things, and then the final thing would be to take your guns away, or at least try to. But I can't remember for sure if he said that. I thought he did. Needless to say, that's what happens every time. Now, having said that, with the Department of Homeland Security buying 450 million rounds of ammunition, along with Fish and Game and a bunch of other agencies all of a sudden buying out of control, and a recent order was just given to, I wish I saved it on my phone, I'd read it to you, where a contractor, and I don't mean like Halliburton contractor, just some company in the United States became a contractor to the government by contracting this job out, basically, which was to build bulletproof, like, safety check buildings that are like, 8 feet by 4 feet or something, just a small portable building that has bulletproof glass and bulletproof, metal, steel, whatever that it's constructed of. Huge job that they got, and they were basically happy and bragging about it on their website and that kind of thing. Which naturally you'd be happy if you could pull off a multi-hundreds or whatever millions of dollars job from the federal government. In this economy, you know what I mean? This is like, you just won the lottery. So naturally, I'm not faulting the company for saying, hey, we got a contract. Hey, yeah, we love it. Good for you. I'm glad that you got a good contract. However, there's a worrisome part of that. Why are they needing these checkpoint boxes, if you will, bulletproof at that, etc.? So are they getting ready to fight? Maybe they realize we're not gonna be able to take the guns away. We'll just do this the old-fashioned way and have, we'll fight. Citizens against the government against the citizens. If any citizen stands up and tries to fight. Now keep in mind, in order to fight anybody, and in this case, let's just say the government thinks that the citizens are gonna stand up one of these days in the near future and go against them, which means that they have to use guns to do that, or you're not going to be able to do that. So they would realize, well, we're going to have to find out long before this uprising takes place through monitoring email, monitoring phone conversations, monitoring text messages, monitoring your whole life to figure out who's trying to get a group together. How else are you going to amass a lot of people together if you were going to rise up against the government? Any government in any country for that matter. You would have to talk to people and, hey, kind of like they knock on your door. Hey, I'm for the such and such cause. Can I talk to you for a few minutes? No, leave me alone. Hey, I'm for the revolting against the federal government, such and such cause. Can I talk to you for a minute? What are you going to go door to door? No. You could put up a website or Facebook or something and start talking to people privately, not publicly. Not that it matters, because the government's going to have all that data anyways and figure out what you're saying and what you're doing. And they'd be able to stomp on you long before you ever even got a chance. And you would be the next homegrown terrorist that they would throw you under the bus somehow and, parade you around the TV of how you were trying to do something, of course, completely illegal. And that's why I always say, if you just listen to me, stack your damn silver, keep stacking your silver, so that when times get bad and silver prices go way up, you won't be so motivated to join the cause of people who weren't so lucky, who were sheep and fought against you and your opinions when, like today and recent times. In the future, they're going to be the ones out in the street. They're going to be the ones pissed off. They lost their retirement. They lost this. They lost that. They can't believe this. They can't believe that. And they'll probably come to you. Hey, weren't you talking about all this stuff? Yeah, but I'm retired. I don't talk about that stuff anymore. I wasted my time trying to wake you guys up for so long. It just killed me inside. I gave up. Moved out to Tennessee. In my case, moved out to Tennessee, the top of the mountain somewhere, loving life, wilderness, wildlife. Short trip to Pastor Dowell, my boys, my people. And I let you fools deal with the rest of this. I'm not going to get involved. I'm getting involved now by making these videos telling you how to not get involved and how to protect yourself with silver. That doesn't mean that it's a bad idea to have a gun or food storage. You absolutely need food storage, and you absolutely need guns, because as I just read you, the sheriff, right, and these kind of things happen, you're going to find, and with the economy, law enforcement have to let people go fired, 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 we're sorry, no funds. Therefore, call times go way up. Criminals recognize after they've done a crime, the cops never even freaking showed up, or they're here a half hour later. Oh my God, this is normally a crime where they would come immediately, lights and sirens blaring, and it took them a half hour. Wow, then it's going to be an hour. Hey, we could go in, just kick someone's door in for fun, and watch them call 911, and while they're on 911, make fun of them and laugh at them that the cops ain't going to be here in time. Man, the criminals are going to love this. So you're going to need a gun to take care of those people. Anyways, wanted to share that with you this morning. Take care.